Yes, Ambassador Mahesh Sachdev, I apologise to interrupt, but we are unfortunately out of time. Thank you ever so much for your insight there, the situation in Gaza on the ground and, of course, diplomatically. We will continue to monitor and bring you all of those updates. But we now head back to trade, and South Korea's Finance Minister Koo Yun-cheol is heading to Washington for crucial trade talks with US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. Seoul is racing to finalise a deal before Friday to avoid sweeping tariffs threatened by President Trump on key South Korean exports. Koo says he will push for a mutually beneficial agreement focusing on areas like shipbuilding and long-term trade cooperation. Let's now listen to the South Korean Finance Minister. Well, apologies for those further issues. Koo will be joined by industry and trade ministers who have been meeting US officials, including Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. Meanwhile, South Korea's Foreign Minister Cho is set to visit Japan today before travelling to Washington for talks with US Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Well, we welcome back Dr. Sanjay Kumar, journalist from the Korea Herald, live from Seoul in South Korea to discuss the importance of these trade negotiations between the US and South Korea. Several rounds of talks ongoing, Dr. Kumar, but so far no deal has been made. How important is it for Korea, South Korea, that this deal gets done and those tariffs that were initially announced some time ago don't come into force?
The deal still has to be done, but shipbuilding is being talked a lot as one of the key cards that Korea can use it. And when we say shipbuilding, this means to take part in the equity funds which are going to be used for various purposes, including the update and transforming the modular equipments. Because as we know, like US also needs to transform its shipbuilding industry, and this shipbuilding can be revived from both the sides. Korea also can get good position once again and capitalize on the shipbuilding industry, and it is going to be a win-win for both the sides. But given that there are other demands from the US side, besides the tariff and also the digital and agro products, still Korea has to negotiate well in this regard.
We are out of time, but thank you ever so much for joining us there. We will, of course, monitor all of the continued trade situations relating